Hello everyone, this is Sibarth. In this video lecture, we'll discuss a critical editorial titled The Looming Threat to Federalism and Democratic Tenets. This editorial examines the proposed one nation, one election and its implications on India's governance, federal structure, and democratic values. We will also discuss the essential keywords and how this will be helpful in enriching your answers in GS paper 2 and 3 as well as in essay. So let's dive into the discussion and see how this editorial provides invaluable keywords for your answer writing. The editorial begins with the proposal of one nation, one election, which revolves around implementing a single electoral cycle. So this is how we are getting our first keyword, that is single electoral cycle. Here it is, single electoral cycle. So it refers to synchronize the Lok Sabha and state assembly elections to streamline the electoral process. Okay. The similar keywords for the single electoral cycle can be your simultaneous elections, or you can say unified electoral cycles. Okay. Then a major argument supporting this one nation, one election is the potential for fiscal efficiencies. This argument is from the government side. Okay. So this is how we are getting our second keyword, that is fiscal efficiency. Government is arguing that with the implementation of one nation, one election, it will help in administrative efficiency and fiscal efficiencies. So for the term or the keyword fiscal efficiencies, similar keywords will be resource optimization or cost saving measures. However, critics argue that one nation, one election leads to federal overreach. Federal overreach, the next keyword, here it is, I am highlighting for you, that is federal overreach. You all must have heard about the judicial overreach keyword. So this is how you can recall your keywords across the GS paper. So you already know judicial overreach. Now you are getting another term, that is federal overreach. And it refers to, the federal overreach refers to that central government exerts undue influence over state governments. As you all know that federal government means division of power between center and state. But in case of federal overreach, center exerts undue influence over the state government. So synonyms like centralization of power, isn't it? So for federal overreach, synonyms will be like centralization of power, or you can alternatively say that erosion of federalism. Next, the phrase will of the union. This is another keyword. Here it is. I am highlighting will of the union. And it represents the dominance of the central government over the autonomy of the states. Similar terms like the union dominance or state suppression, that will of the union, you can say that the dominance of the union or state suppression. Okay, so these are the similar keywords for will of the union. Editorial warns that the implication of one nation, one election will have a negative implication, and that one is democratic erosion. Okay, here it is, democratic erosion. So it is a beautiful keyword. Okay, erosion usually we study in geography paper. Okay, soil erosion, isn't it? So here it is the derived keyword like democratic erosion. The alternative phrases like democratic backsliding, you can say. Okay, let me write for you, democratic backsliding, or you can say institutional decline. Okay, so let's look for the next keyword, truncated terms. Okay, beautiful keyword, truncated terms. A key challenge with one nation, one election is the possibility of truncated terms. So here it is. I'm highlighting for you the truncated term. So this phrase you can use as a subheading. Suppose you are writing the challenges of one nation, one election, and you have to write a subheading. Here it is. So you can write truncated terms. These are catchy words. Okay, catchy phrases. It refers to that state assemblies might have to end prematurely to align with the Lok Sabha election cycle. The synonyms for the truncated terms can be shortened tenure, or curtailed mandates. Okay. Next, the editorial emphasizes the need for course corrections. Okay. So this is another keyword, course correction. Here it is, which refers to policy adjustments necessary to address the shortcomings of one nation, one election. Similar terms for course correction can include corrective measures, or policy recalibration. The concept of voter fatigue highlights the disengagement of the electorate due to frequent or overlapping elections. This is a valuable term for GS paper 2, electoral reforms. Related phrases like election burnout, you can say. Okay, voter fatigue, you can say election burnout, or electoral exhaustion. This editorial also delves into systemic challenges associated with this one nation, one election. So here it is, another keyword, systemic challenges. Okay, so systemic challenges refers to that deep-rooted governance inefficiencies. These inefficiencies can be addressed through systemic reforms. Okay, so this is how we are getting two related keywords. Those are systemic challenges and systemic reforms. Wherever systemic challenge, there we need systemic reforms. Here it is. Okay, these terms are incredibly versatile and can be used in GS paper 2 for governance topics and GS paper 3 for policy and economic reforms. So for the keyword systemic challenge, okay, you can say systemic inefficiencies, systemic structural vulnerabilities, okay, foundational challenges, foundational issues, design challenges. These are the keywords for systemic challenge. Wherever there is a systemic challenge, there is the need of systemic reforms. For systemic reforms, another keyword can be institutional reforms. Okay. So, in conclusion, the one nation, one election proposal raises pertinent question about the balance between fiscal efficiencies and federalism. By identifying these terms like single electoral cycle, fiscal efficiencies, okay, federal overreach, voter fatigue, we can better structure our answers in GS papers. Each keyword not only enriches your vocabulary but also ensures precise articulation of complex ideas. So remember, the key to effective answer writing lies in integrating these terms thoughtfully into your arguments. So thank you for joining the discussion. I will see you in the next discussion.